All right, my good people, I want y'all to pay attention to something. We're gonna talk about this real quick. Let's take a listen to this, and I'm probably going to intervene here and there. We'll see. Let's get it.
She wasn't a cop. She had no training, no authority. But when she saw a 62-year-old black man driving away from a minor car accident, she chased him, trapped him, pulled a gun, and shot him in the chest. His name was Kenneth Herring, a grandfather, possibly disoriented, confused, maybe even having a medical emergency. But to Hannah Payne, he was a suspect, and Kenneth Herring lay dying in the street. Hannah Payne called 911, not to help, but to say he deserved it. But in court, when it was her freedom on the line, she cried, she broke down, she begged for sympathy, forced to hold a replica gun in front of a jury, showing exactly how she shot an unarmed man in the chest. But let's flip it. If Hannah Payne had been black and Kenneth Herring had been white, would we even be talking about a trial? Or would she have been buried under the prison from day one?
For sure.
Hannah Payne was a 21-year-old white woman living in Georgia. She had no criminal record, was a college student, and worked part-time at a clothing store. She was engaged to be married. She described herself as a good Samaritan, someone who wanted to do the right thing. But on May 7th, 2019, she saw something that would change her life and end someone else's. That day, 62-year-old Kenneth Herring, a black man, had been involved in a minor traffic accident near Clarkston, Georgia. Witnesses say Herring had driven off.
Now,
possibly due to a medical episode, confusion, or panic, it was not a violent crash.
let me say this. So, first off, like you heard, she's not a police officer. All right? She had no business being there. Notice how these people, a lot of times, are in a position where they have good things getting ready to happen for themselves. They already have good things happening. And now it's like, okay, we're going to be in a position to live a really comfortable life, right? But it's their hatred, their bitterness, and their racism. People try to disassociate this shit. Now, this is from 2019, right? But nah, I want to talk about all of this shit. It's so many things, because you know, one of the things that I say, we know Trump is. People talk about Trump isn't pro-American. No, Trump embodies what America is. I get so sick of people trying to play like they don't understand. He embodies what America is. So my black ass wearing this ain't to appease anybody. This is what the fuck. This is me. Okay, this is whatever. I wear the fuck I want to wear. Okay. You think that people look at me and go, oh, no. Racist people look at you. You just a nigga with a fucking nice fucking hoodie that dressed nice and yeah, keep yourself well taken care. That's all. Of course, they're not gonna say that shit to me. And if they do, y'all might be reading about my ass on one of these videos. But basically, what I'm telling you, he embodies what the fuck America is. And the problem with people who have a problem digesting that is because they know it's true. You don't have to feel guilty of nothing. You only feel guilty if you have that mindset. And if you are of that mindset, then yeah, the shoe fits weird, bitch. But this right here, notice how people just throw their lives away, do this stupidity. She's gonna actually shoot this man, then call the police. She's telling them that she's following him. They're telling her not to try to do anything to him. She said she was just getting the plate, and they instructed her to go back to where the accident happened, and the officer will be there. She decides she's going to go and mow this guy down, right? I wish I want to show it to you guys. The only reason I don't want to show it is because I don't want them to flag the shit. But, yeah, she runs up. She has a gun in the back. She's trying to yank the door, trying to snatch this old black man out the fucking car. And she ends up shooting him. Now, the thing is how she sat there and lied about all of this shit. And it's funny to me how people try to play the victim and they sit there, they lie and lie and lie and lie. And you can see right through this shit. But then when their freedom is on the line, like this guy said, all of a sudden now they're crying, they're in tears, they want sympathy. And now you notice the more racist shit going on, these videos are starting to pop up more. I tell people, America has been racist far before Trump came. It just got worse now to the point where he's trying to make it cool for the racists. And they're getting their asses handed to them now because you know what? It's more than one way to fight. But they're getting their asses handed to them. You think they learn from shit like this? Nah, they don't. But that's what's going on. Now, you're going to hear what she's saying. Just in case I don't do this whole video, which it's only 11 minutes or something. Maybe I could do the whole thing. Let's continue.
No one was seriously hurt, but Hannah Payne, who wasn't involved in the crash, decided she'd play police. She jumped in her Jeep and began chasing Herring down. She followed him for over a mile, ignoring the 911 dispatcher who told her not to get involved.
Can you get his tag number? Hold on, he's driving away. It's a red dot. Hold on. I'm catching up to him right now. Okay, now we actually do not want you to chase them. We just want you to be safe. I understand. I understand 100%. I'm just gonna get the tag. Okay. So, if you can go back to that location where the incident happened, then because someone is actually on the way to you guys now. So I won't stay behind him until after he gets to us, but until then, I'm not moving.
At one point, she even lied to dispatch, saying she was just following at a distance, but in reality, she cut off Herring's truck, locked him in, and got out with her personal firearm. She then opened his door, yelled at him, and according to prosecutors, tried to physically drag him out.
Now, she's on the phone the entire time. Now, you heard dispatch tell her, we don't really want you to follow him. We just want you safe. Now, here's the thing about us. She's doing her job. You can hear this is a black woman on the other end. You see what happens when we say when you're concerned about a racist and don't realize it? This is exactly why we say the more you guys stay silent and the more you come in these fucking comment sections trying to defend these racists, we already know who you are. But the ones who sit quiet, we don't know who you are. And I can't trust a coward. You think because somebody's black, I just trust them because we're black? You know how many black people tried to stab me in the back? You don't think I see the rotten things that black people do as well? But again, you racists, nope, y'all can do no wrong. Man, I'm not getting played by nobody. I trust hardly anybody. But I know who I am. Do I stand with my black people? Yes, I stand with the ones who stand up for what's right. I don't stand with coons. I don't stand with sellouts and ass kissers. But a racist, the only problem a racist will have with another racist is if they learn to stop being racist. Now, this chick was tailgating him. Y'all can't see it, but she blocked him in where he can't move. She jumps out. This is the actual footage. I wish I really could show it to y'all. And she jumps out. She cuts him off. She's running, trying to open his door, trying to grab him and pull him out. This is what's happening, right? And he's not cooperating with her. Who the hell is she? She's not even a cop. She has on a black t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers. Like she just got up like, yo, let me just throw something on and go to Walmart. That's what she's wearing. She's not in a police vehicle, nothing. An undercover vehicle, nothing. Okay? So this is where we are right now. So this black man who just had this accident, it wasn't her car either. You understand what I'm saying? She wasn't even involved, and it was like a little fender bender, all right? But bottom line, she took it upon herself. She even told dispatch, until the police come, I'm not moving. So she like, fuck it. I'm telling you, she depended on her skin to get her through this. And it backfired. Let's go.
Moments later, a single gunshot rang out. Payne called 911, crying and saying, he tried to grab my gun.
No, he didn't. She pulled.
are not supposed to follow him. He hit my car. There's a police officer down the street. Tell him to come up here now. He pulled the trigger on my car after he attacked me.
Now, first off, he never got out the car, right? Her car wasn't hit. Her car wasn't hit. Now, you heard her say, he hit my car. You hear the dispatcher say, ma'am, you were not supposed to follow him. She said he pulled the trigger on my gun after he attacked me. He never attacked her. He never got out the car. This is the actual footage. So she's lying her ass off through this whole thing. This is what I'm telling you, how people are victims of their own hatred. But they're quick to want to point fingers. And I don't understand how you're just born to not like people. But when it's just in you to be like that, you're a disgusting scumbag of a human being, man. You are a disgusting scumbag of a human being. And she's lying her ass off. But it all backfired. Let's go.
Tell the police officer to turn around. Stop security financing. And come up here immediately.
But multiple witnesses say Herring was not threatening her.
Yes, we should have went in there and banged him. They should have. Is that right here? Shoot that man right here.
We work hard for the money we earn.
Rob Bresnahan is looking out for us. He gave us the largest tax cut in American history.
He cut taxes on our tips.
All right. Here you go with the commercial.
And he cut taxes for Social Security recipients.
These tax cuts will help American families. It goes a long way.
Thank you, Rob Bresnahan.
Kenneth Herring was shot in the lower left chest. He died shortly after. Police questioned Payne immediately. Her story was inconsistent. She claimed self-defense, but also said she didn't know what happened.
I told him, you need to stop. You need to stop. You just caused that accident. And he's just like, who are you? Who are you? I said, I'm no one, but I want to go on the dispatch. I want to phone up the police. And he's like, yeah, okay, I got something for you. So he appeared inebriated to you? Yes, I thought it was alcohol.
Okay, did you ever smell any alcohol?
I never got close enough.
Even when you're at the window, like when you're having this, did you ever catch a whiff of anything, or?
I can't say that I did. Can't say.
Okay. You see how this bitch is lying? And the whole time, dispatch. This is how dumb racist people are. The whole entire time, dispatch was on the phone. So they heard everything. I told him, but you hit somebody and you need to be careful and all this. And he's like, nah. She's going to tell them that he said, go ahead, kill me. You're going to kill me, so kill me. She said she never got close enough. I don't know if y'all can understand what the officers are saying. She's being interrogated right now. Okay, she's sitting there with these two people, white woman, black guy. She's sitting there facing the camera. And she's saying that she never got close enough. They're saying that you smell alcohol on him, anything. Now, she said she never got close enough. She was right in this man's window trying to yank him out of the car. And all of these things, who are you? These conversations wasn't even happening. She's yelling at him, telling him to get out the car. Now, she's trying to make it sound like she was being such a perfect little polite woman. No, you're following this man. She followed him to do exactly what she did. Who the fuck is she? Trying to play police. But this is what she's doing. Now, I can tell by their body language, neither one of these officers believes shit she's saying. But they're just taking the report. Look at how people love to play the victim. Because they really simply just can't mind their own fucking business. And bottom line, when she got close enough to get his license plate, that's all she had to do. No, but she blocked this man in, and like she told him, I'm not budging, right? I'm not moving. Until the police get here, I'm not moving. And at that point, she was still chasing him in the car. Now, all her college, fuck her. Good, great. She's losing all that. Great. She deserves it. She killed somebody over a fucking car accident that didn't even involve her. This is what I mean. This isn't about, oh, I'm trying to get justice. No, who the fuck are you? We just going to start playing police now? No. She deserves this. All because of your own racist, hateful heart, your stupidity, you being fucking nosy, and you just can't mind your fucking business. Let's go.
I don't know how he lunged it first, but when he lunged, it hit my phone. So it knocked it out of my hand. And he grabbed I knocked it out to the ground. Okay. And it shattered the screen. Okay. And then he grabbed me because he's pulling at me, he's tugging. Okay.
Never happened.
So he's pulling, we're going back and forth, he's hitting, he's swinging. I'm trying to hit, but I'm also trying to pull away. And that's when he
Never happened.
I told him, I said, you need to stop. Then I had a gun, and then I was shooting. He's like, yeah, okay, shoot me. He grabs my hand with the gun. He's pulling at it, and he's pulling at the trigger area, in the trigger. So when he was pulling at me, and that's when my finger, I put it on the trigger. Don't have my fingers on the trigger. I have it resting on the side of the trigger. And I'm yelling at him, telling him, I said, just let go. And he's yelling, no, just shoot me. You said you were going to, just shoot me.
Never happened. Mind you, his window, like if this is the top of my car and I'm sitting here, his window was like here. Okay? There was no hitting, she hitting him, there was none of that. She was trying to pull him out the car, trying to open it. She is up there in his window. This woman, I mean, you know, one thing, I just really can't stand a person that can lie with a straight face, man. You know, like when a kid lies to you and they can't look at you and they start doing a head movement instead of saying yes or no, and it's like, and you know, like that little kid is lying, so you, hey, listen, and you explain to them, tell the truth and why it's not good to lie, right? This is a grown-ass woman. Oh, went to college, you know, so yeah, big deal. That doesn't matter. I always tell you, your occupation does not make you a good person. Okay? Some of the biggest scumbags have some of the best educations. That has nothing to do with you being a good person. I mean, she's sitting here lying. And the thing is, watching the footage and listening to her lie is just like, wow, man. And this is who the fuck you met. Can you imagine being married to somebody like that? And you're the complete opposite of her? Do you know how you it's like, what the, whoa, wait. Who the fuck are you? How do you stay in a relationship with somebody like that? How do you make kids with somebody like that? How the fuck do you raise your kids to be anything like her? And think that that's the way that you want, that's the direction you want your sons and daughters to go? To be a bunch of lying, little, hateful, racist motherfuckers? That's what we want? Is that what we're doing? Obviously. Let's go.
Just let go. That's when his hand and my fingers were
In the trigger guard.
They were at the trigger guard. And he had a hold of the trigger, and the trigger was pulled. That's when it went off. How many shots were fired? Just the one.
And when she's yelling, stop, he's not doing shit to her. She's yelling stop because he won't let her open the door. He's trying to close his window. That's why she's yelling stop. I mean, what a piece of shit. I'm looking at her in the back of this car right now. They just went from that interrogation room to back to her being in the back of the squad car. I mean, what a piece of shit, man.
Body cam footage revealed her saying, he deserved it. That quote would come back to haunt her. Police found she had no injuries, no bruises, and her clothes were clean, contradicting her claim that Herring had attacked her. Within days, she was charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and weapons charges. The case took years to reach trial due to COVID delays, but in June 2024, the moment finally came. The courtroom was packed. On one side, Kenneth Herring's grieving family. On the other, Hannah Payne's supporters, arguing she had only tried to stop a dangerous driver.
Sometimes things are simple. Might be better if hardworking
It's always the person that's actually clearly wrong was only trying to do the right thing. Notice that? Now let's just put this shoe on the other foot, and she did the same thing. Do you think her family would have been sitting there going, well, I can't get mad at him. He was only trying to do he was only trying to do the right thing. Just trying to save somebody from a dangerous driver. She was driving dangerous. Do you think that they would say that shit? Absolutely not. And by the way, she's an ugly bitch too.
The prosecution painted a very different picture. They stated that this wasn't about justice. This was about ego, and that she appointed herself judge, jury, and executioner. The 911 recordings were played in court. Payne's first call was calm, but as things escalated, her tone changed. You hear her yelling at Herring, then a loud scuffle, and then silence. Then Payne crying.
And the thing about it, her stupid ass Her stupid ass got herself in trouble with her own fucking cell phone. With her own fucking cell phone. And she lied. You see, college, you can become wise to what you're doing as far as your studies, your course of study, but it's obviously it doesn't make you any smarter when it comes to just life decisions. And people think that they're above everything just because of who they are, but this is a racist piece of shit. And all those people supporting her sitting over there, yeah, so they're there because she was just trying to stop, save everybody from a dangerous person. Right, so you have a gun, you have a license to have a gun, and you decide when you're just going to go chase people and pull your gun out. Yeah. Like the guy said in the beginning of the video, now, if this was the roles were reversed, okay, and she was black and he was white or whatever, if he did it to her, she on the other foot, you already know what would have happened. It wouldn't have been no fucking trial. It wouldn't have been no 4 fucking years. He'd have been locked up from day one. And everybody knows that shit. The most racist people know it. That's why they love to call the police, even when they start shit, because they hope a racist cop is going to come. They hope it escalates to something where that black person loses, they're cool, and then the dirty cops start to, pounce on them and all, get more charges, and they hope that they have a racist judge. This is what they do, and that's why they do it. You see, because they don't think there's no consequences. If you have ever been at work, management is very faulty, very shifty, and generally just isn't shit. And you have coworkers going, they're complaining, but when you say, we need to bring this up in the meeting, we need to write these people up, no, but there's nothing's going to happen, they're not going to listen, right? It's like, then you defeat the purpose. Stop coming to me talking about this, that, and everything, but you're scared to do anything about it. Either we're going to stand up, as a unit, or just, accept what they're doing because you don't want to do anything about it. And this is why people keep doing what they're doing. And then sometime it takes 10, 15 years, that old ass manager finally gets fired or something happens, whatever, and then now and then they get replaced by somebody just as bad or worse. So you understand what I'm saying? It's about taking action. In this case, nah, she didn't have the right complexion for the protection. She dealt with people who didn't give a fuck about that. She was clearly wrong. You killed this man, yet you got people showing up trying to take your side. Nah, man. And it wasn't even her involved in the accident. So she lied from the very beginning. And her ego, like they said, kicked in. And this was about, I'm going to kill this nigga. She's sitting in there and they got her the body cam footage got her saying he deserved it. Yeah, she just didn't expect it to go this way. She thought right now she'd be chilling, got her little degree and all that, and she's going on to live with her life. Yeah, I'm a good Samaritan, I'm a good person. That's how she described herself. Anybody can say that about themselves. She's not shit.
Ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, he just pulled the trigger of my gun in my hand. Ma'am, you were not supposed to follow him. He hit my car. Okay, you got the plate number.
But prosecutors asked, why did she get so close with a gun in the first place? One of the most powerful moments in court
Because she
came when
knows she had
Payne
it.
took the stand in her own defense, and the judge allowed the defense team to hand her a replica gun. She stood in front of the jury, shaking. The defense attorney asked her to demonstrate exactly what happened.
You got it. You pointed it to say I and him in his seat. How did he have your wrist? Like this?
This hand was here, yes.
Okay. And the gun was here, pulling you forward.
Yes.
And you said he had you here or this?
He was closer.
Okay. So, and he had your shoulder with this hand, or what was this hand?
That he let go
Like that.
once he got a hold of this wrist.
So he came.
And he grabbed the gun.
All right, tried to grab the gun like this.
Correct.
Okay.
Now let's look at something. You see how I'm sitting right here? So, if she's here, right? My hand's the gun, so the trigger is here. You pull it here to cock it. So that means this motherfucker, she's trying to say, he sat there, stuck his finger in the same loop, in the gun loop, and then push the trigger with his finger. He didn't do it. He could have did it this way. Could have did it this way. So how is he doing it? He can't pull the trigger this way. He has to push it towards her, not pull it towards him. You see how this story makes no sense even before all of this. So they knew she was lying. So everything she's doing is just making it worse, because what they're seeing is like she's not even remorseful for what she did. And she's sitting here lying, adding insult to injury. Yeah, man, we need them expose this type of shit, because people really just think they can walk around and do what the fuck they want.
And where was your finger?
The same way that I have it now.
And when he grabbed like this, that shows his fingers are right there over the trigger.
Correct.
Is that correct?
I mean,
So,
yes.
so it's possible any of the 4 digits got into that trigger.
Correct.
Yeah. That's.
As she gave the gun
He
back
put
to
his
her
finger
defense
in there
attorney,
like this.
Payne was asked what she learned from the whole situation. That's when she broke down, sobbing.
Having gone through that situation and here in court, is there anything you learned from this situation that sticks in your mind from all this 4 years later, 4.5 years later?
That not everybody is going to have a reaction that you think they're going to have. And that clearly trying to do the right thing is not the right answer.
Wow.
She
She said, clearly, trying to do the right thing is not the right answer. And she said, everybody's not going to have a reaction that you think they're going to have. And she's sitting here lying the entire time. I wish y'all could see her ugly fucking face so you can see exactly what I'm saying. Like, she, just the feeling of looking at this lying piece of shit.
No.
But prosecutors pounced. On cross-examination, they pointed out that she had the power to stay in her car. She had the power to let police handle it.
Yes.
But she chose to escalate. They brought up her text messages days before, joking with a friend about owning a gun and saying she'd pull it if she had to. The prosecution closed by saying, this wasn't road rage, it was vigilante justice, and it cost a man his life. After several days of deliberation, the jury found Hannah Payne guilty of all charges, including felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and possession of a firearm during a felony.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Yeah. Look at
With
you,
regard to
ugly
count
motherfucker,
2,
you.
as to the offense of felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty. With regard to count 3, as to the offense of aggravated assault, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty. With regard to count 4, as the offense of felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
The court will impose a sentence of life with the possibility of parole.
She wasn't a cop, but she acted like one. She said she was scared, but she had the gun. Kenneth Herring never pulled a weapon, never made a threat, but he still ended up dead. So here's the question. If this was your father, your son, your grandfather, and a stranger followed them, blocked them in, and pulled a gun, would you call that self-defense or murder? Drop your answer in the comments.
Murder.
Because how you see this case says a lot about the world we live in.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
And that's why I make these videos. That's straight murder. You're scared, but you're chasing someone. You're scared, but you have a gun. Now, let me show you how stupid she is, though. Because let's say if he was armed, and let's say that his intentions was, as soon as she walk over here, I'm going to blow her head off. She has to reach to her back. You don't know what he has in his lap while he's sitting there. She knew this was an old guy, and she knew he was no threat. And why would he be scared of a fucking female anyway, right? But she saw this guy, and if you can see him, he's 62, but he looks older than that. He's, you know, she knew there was no threat. You heard the aggression. You heard her tell dispatch, until the police come, I'm not moving. They told her not to follow him. She said that she wanted to get the plate to, okay, but she stayed on him and she didn't go back. And it wasn't even her car that got hit. She lied about everything. And to show you how full of hate and racism these people are, when racist people speak, it's very easy. That they're like an open book. When that man asked her, did you learn anything today? And she responds some lame shit like that people are not always going to have a reaction that you think, and that doing absolutely doing the right thing isn't right. She didn't learn shit. What she learned was her bullshit didn't work. And that's pretty much all she learned. In terms of her being a better person, making wiser decisions, where you chose prison over college. See, this is what I mean about how people, like, you know, when you're a kid, your parents used to tell you if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. But see, all these racist, hateful people constantly talk about freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech, right? They only talk about freedom of speech and fight for it so hard when they want to say racist, hateful shit. That's the only time you don't. When the fuck do you ever hear people talk about freedom of speech? To say something nice, to say something uplifting. No, it's I want to express myself. And these old racist people are even worse because you think at some point no, they don't. These old racist people are horrible. They're horrible. You see, when she broke down crying, the woman right behind her looked like her mom because she looked just like her, ugly just like her. And she, now, you want to know, my thing is, when you raise your children a certain way and you teach them how to be hateful and racist, if I only help black people, I only look out for black people and only people mostly in my family, but I'm racist towards other people, I do great things for my family, but I shit all over other people. I basically want to see other people lose their life. I don't care about other people as long as, they don't look like me. Does that make me a good person? I mean, you can say he does a lot of great things for his family. He looks out for people that look just like him, but otherwise he's a scumbag. Because you understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand how we've gotten to a point in society where people are so extremely dumb to not see racism for what it is. But now, instead of her getting married, I just can't believe a motherfucker was sober and saw this woman and still wanted to marry her. But I can't see now why. Instead of getting married and going to college, or she went to college, now go get whatever home, whatever it is, she don't deserve that. And all of this simply because she don't know how to mind her own fucking business. And like I said, even if she wanted to do the whole, okay, I got his plate stuff, no. Dispatch told her to go back to the scene of the crime and they would be right there. No, she wanted to skip through all of that. She reacted and didn't have common sense. She had no self-control. I'm going to kill this nigga. And that's what she did. Yeah, that's what she did. And she's going to say she was doing the right thing. I've seen people do things, and you know what? You can't help everybody. You can't get involved in everything. But for her to sit there and say he deserved it. Okay, you killed him and then say he deserves it. That was the right thing. Everybody want to support a racist until something happens to one of their loved ones. That could be your father, that could be your mother, that could be your daughter, your son, it could be anybody, it could be you. But bottom line, when you're gone, you're just gone. But for you to still be here, looking at your little girl laying there with a bullet in her head because somebody decided this was the right thing to do because I'm sticking up for justice. This bitch is mental. Big deal, she went to college, right? But she, in her mind, I'm going to do what the cops, I'm going to try to do the cops' job for them. And all of this over what? And like I said, you thought that was going to be enough to keep you free. And it didn't happen. In this case, the incident started in 2019, but she ended up getting sentenced last year. Yeah. Yeah, she can kiss college goodbye. She can kiss that house goodbye. Well, you don't have to worry about paying the mortgage now, car insurance and all that. You'll be locked up with a bunch of booty bandits, but after looking at her, I don't think nobody in there wants her. She come in there, those inmates probably they probably gonna become celibate. This is an ugly motherfucker. But I'm just saying, like seriously, y'all, and I'm dead ass serious. You're an ugly motherfucker. But I'm just saying, this is where it shows you a person's upbringing. Because you want to know something? When you love a person and they do something wrong, you tell them. Why? Because you don't want to see them to continue on a path where things like this will happen. And for her to text someone saying, I got a gun now and I'll use it if I have to. She didn't have to use that gun. She should have minded her business, and look, there's consequences for things that you do. You killing someone, there's no coming back. She clearly has no remorse for what she did. What she's sorry about is that the case did not go the way she thought it was going to go. This was a bold one. She had dispatch she had 911 on the phone the whole time. So they heard all of this stuff. So that means, and what she was doing is, dispatch can't see her, but she's hollering and screaming and trying to make it more than what it was. So it sounds like she was in a scuffle and the gun went off. No, that shit happens in the movies. Not real life. Not fucking real life. He said, go ahead, kill me. Well, you said you're going to kill me anyway. You don't even know. None of this shit happened. None of that shit happened. She was lying about all of it. And the fact that her lying ass racist family had to sit right there with her and listen to it, good for them. You should have raised her better. That's the problem with people. People don't check their friends, their family. Nope. Just be a yes man, be a yes woman. But then when things happen like this, nah, too late. Don't, now suck it up, tough ass. Yeah, suck it up. And you better hope that they don't put you in a part of the prison where people don't look like you are and they find out what you did. Yeah. With other lifers, because you know what's going to happen, right? We got nothing to lose, motherfucker. You know when you hear them say a person got 300 years in prison, it's like, it's no worse than just saying life, motherfucker, because you're not going to live to be 300. All right? Common sense. These people got nothing to lose. Spending the night in the hole and all that kind of shit, man, mean nothing to them. Yeah. A criminal. A college criminal. Anyways, yeah, I want to expose a lot more of this type of stuff because, like I said, man, I get so sick of people running around here pointing fingers and trying to play victim and acting like it's one race of people that do things or other races, but not mine. Nah. I don't trust anybody just because of their skin color. I look at what you stand for. I look at what you're about. What type of integrity you have. Are you a loyal person? Are you a faithful person? I don't care about how much money. I don't care about none of that shit. That stuff doesn't impress me. But you got these racist folks that walk around here acting like they can do no damn wrong. But every time something does go wrong, there's justification for it. In closing, I was talking to a Caucasian woman about something her son did. Well, she was talking to me rather. And based on what she told me, I told this woman, I said, I've known your son since he was like this big. I said, and I'm going to tell you exactly what his problem is. His problem is he never takes accountability for anything. You don't teach him that, and you don't take accountability for him. Because all I ever hear you do is talk about how everybody's against your son. But I saw your son in the car with someone with his torso hanging out the window, sticking his middle finger up at the people behind him, and he threw like a beer bottle or something at that car. And I was, we got caught at the light, and then I made a right turn when he went straight. Yeah, that was what your son did. Now, was it because the people in the car behind him provoked him? Was it because when I saw this guy, he got on one of them scooters and he was driving beside a school bus and was doing like wheelies and stuff, throwing stuff at the school. Now, her son right now is about 21 years old, 21, 22 years old. And I looked at her and I said, see, I didn't know he did. I said, see, that's the problem though. Your son can tell you anything and you just run with it and everybody's against your son. This is why he will never change. And all the trouble he's been in, I never heard her ever say one time he shouldn't have did that. He was wrong. It's always everybody else. So this is the things that I'm saying. Now, as of right now, he has his freedom, right? But what happens, because he's like 21, 22 now, what happens when he goes and does something even stupider? And then I'm grown now. I can do what I want. She's going to be that mom. No, but you never, ever, ever took control and became the mom that you should have been. Your husband, same thing. This kid does whatever he wants. And every time he gets in trouble, it's everybody else. So when you boo-hoo-hoo-hoo, like the man said, put yourself in these shoes. How would you feel if this was your father, grandfather, or family member? How would you feel? This was no goddamn justice. This was murder. That's what that was. And that's what the intentions was. That woman knew before she caught up with him, I'm going to kill this nigga. I'm telling you. Plain and simple. And that's exactly what happened. And immediately, 911, mind you, they were on the phone the whole time. But I'm watching. She's acting the whole time. She's acting as if it's a struggle. There was no struggle. And the dumbass woman got herself caught with her own phone. Do you know how stupid you have to be? Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.